Ladies and gentlemen, filmmakers and moviegoers alike, welcome to this week's episode of Quickly Casual. I'm your host, Srekcuf5. Sorry, hair's not in the right spot. And joining me, as always, is the amazing Dorkydev. How you doing, Dev?
Hi.
Hi.
Hungry.
I understand. I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed with how this week came out. I'll start off right off the bat and say that.
Wow, Steven, it's almost like I fucking called it so long ago.
Hey, well, part of it is I'm mainly disappointed because the movie I actually want to talk about, the one that I could actually spend a good amount of time dissecting, it's the first movie we're talking about today. So
I mean, we're allowed to switch it.
it's fine. I want to keep it the way it is because I've already done the graphics.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Well, I know. It's just part of it feels like we need to talk about Firestarter anyways. No matter how little we have to talk about it. Because, it's in movie theaters right now and trending, yes, even if it's not the best movie. And that's
Fair.
why it's trending. All right. So, ready to start talking about this week's movies?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this week, I have dubbed this week because I'm so clever, super horrors, not superheroes. So smart. We watched Brightburn and Firestarter, and we'll review those today, and then news and wrap up. Dev's favorite section.
Yay.
All right. Any last words?
No, let's go.
Okay, let's get in here. So we're starting today with Brightburn.
Which released on May 24th, 2019. Budget of $6 million, opening of $7 million. Gross US $17 million and worldwide $32 million. Steven, I ain't gonna lie.
Uh-huh.
I don't think these kind of movies are for me.
I getcha.
It's just, I don't know. I predicted the entire end of this movie.
I mean, you're not wrong. The only reason and the main reason why I like this movie, well, I'm sorry that I don't. Let me rephrase that. The only reason why I'd prefer to talk about this movie, because I have more to talk about in this movie, is just because it is a little more predictable. I feel like the character dialogue is pretty bad when it comes to like why are they saying these things and stuff like that. I think the editing is kind of thrown together a little quickly, where it's just like it's chopped up from piece to piece because he has to get all this stuff set up before we can do the thing. But I do also like the story of like Superman gone wrong. You know, like this is what I think. This I feel like is a more real and accurate representation of what a superhero would be like in modern society. It's not like The Boys though, or Invincible.
I don't really think this is an accurate representation of what a superhero would be, but
I think so because he's not a hero.
okay.
Who would willingly be a hero? God.
Sup?
It's all about the villains.
See, I was really worried for a second that you were going to be like, this is a really good, like, Superman telling. And I'm like, no.
It's not a good Superman
and,
telling.
Like, I'll say this, Steven. This has been done better elsewhere. And you want to know where? In comics.
But who reads comics nowadays?
Unfortunately, not that many people, including myself. I need to read more. But I haven't read, like, anything recently. So, like, no, honestly, if I wanted this story, I'd have watched, like, if Zod's son came to Earth or some shit, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I was kinda bored. Um, and it just kinda left me feeling like, well, if I wanted to sit there and experience a movie about someone just like okay, you know my thing about this? There's no conflict.
No, I get you. Like at there's literally at one moment in this movie, like as soon as he started experiencing his like awakening, as I'll call it for today, like I was like, they're fucked. There's absolutely nothing they can do. They are so fucked. And the only reason why I like this movie is just so I could see how fucked they were, like just what exactly is gonna happen. And like for some reason, this is the only movie so far that I could kind of give a pass to for its use of jump scares. I mean, they're not good, I'll be completely honest, but because of the
There were
context,
jump scares?
yes.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, none of them got me, so I
Yeah.
didn't even know there were jump scares.
Yeah, like I get you. When you're so uninterested, I can understand how you miss everything. Like if it doesn't capture your attention, it doesn't capture your attention.
I guess that's fair, yeah, because I just like it was for me. I guess I didn't even notice those because like I just was so. I was so unattached to it because like I'm sorry, none of this feels like you said this is the most accurate representation of how it would happen in real life. Dude, no fucking way. You want to know what would happen in real life?
Hmm.
Something falls from the sky and lands on Earth. There's immediately people going to the site of it because you could track where it is. Even if this was in the 90s or 2006,
Mhm.
I'm sorry, someone's gonna go look at it scientifically.
But there's a barn over it now. It's fine.
No, they brought it to the barn. The problem with that is like, I don't.
I don't think they brought it to the barn, honestly, because I don't think they could. I mean, it looks like exactly how we saw it the whole movie. Like it crash landed and it's just stuck there like that ever since.
Well, if that's the case, what the fuck? That makes less sense, Steven.
It's private property in the middle of who knows fucking nowhere, Kansas.
The government doesn't give a shit.
Kind of true.
Like, I'm sorry, it's 2006.
Mhm.
Like, they're gonna go check it out. Because, yeah, and like, that alone, right there, makes no sense to me. I'm sorry, the odds of a good natured family taking in a child off of a spacecraft.
But they've been trying for a baby for years.
As much as I love Ma and Pa Kent,
Uh-huh.
okay, they're from a different era.
Uh-huh.
Like, their characters are old. And, like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't see those two. I don't see this movie being very realistic to me.
I get you.
On a lot of levels. Because, like, the moment the sun starts to go fucking crazy, too, like, no one. No one reacts the way they should.
No,
in this movie
I
to it.
agree. I agree. That was, like I said, the writing was I don't like how Mom was like, I'm behind you the whole time, no matter how much evidence stacks against you that you're a sociopath. And then the dad's just like, Dad was actually the one I kind of agreed with. Like, I was like, yeah, they're fucked. I don't agree with him going out and doing what he tried to do at the end of the movie. But like everything before that, his reactions, I was like, I'd be doing the same exact thing. Like I hate to say it, if I were to be like a parent, like I would not be afraid of smacking a kid. Like not smacking, I mean like spanking, like physical negative reinforcements.
Doesn't work.
I'm still not above it. Like
It doesn't work.
doesn't matter.
I mean, it does matter.
To me. Like
It does to the child because it doesn't.
the only thing is like I'm totally fine with having like a parenting style where there are negative consequences. Like,
Okay,
I
yes,
feel like
negative
there have to,
consequences,
yeah,
but like
it does. There'll
physical.
be more to it. Like, let me
I know,
explain before you completely throw me under the bus here.
I know. Sorry, I'm just the moment I hear that shit, it immediately sends a little tick in my brain where it's like that shit don't work
Hmm.
because like scientific studies
Hmm.
literally show that anything like spanking does not work.
Worked with me, but
Um,
I
just,
misbehaved. That was the only time I misbehaved.
I mean, sure, it worked on you, but it was a like it
I get
sends
what
a
you're getting at
negative
there.
reinforcement, especially between the parent and child, that ends up creating a negative just like cycle between the two.
Hmm.
And that is completely unhealthy and everything. And as someone who like had some of those things, that shit didn't work on me at all. Um, and on top of that, like I'm pretty sure it fucked some parts of my brain up a little bit too.
Quite possibly, yeah.
Um, so like I'm sorry if I got very reactive to it, but like I am very strongly opposed to anything like that to a child. Like, sure, negative consequences exist. Like, there are ways to do that where
Hmm.
it's not physical, because like physical negative reinforcement just does not work,
Hmm.
and leaves like disdain
Hmm.
between the parent and child. Um,
But as I was saying, I'm not 100% against it. Like, personally, because like, there's a certain level where if your kid is being a little shit and they're not listening, and like you've taken away their toys, you put them in timeout, you've done this and that, and they're still being a little shit, like there has to be something else you can do that will be able to like
don't do
set the
physical.
boundaries. So
No,
we'll get
just
there.
don't do
I'm not a
physical.
parent right now, and neither
I
are you,
know,
and like we'll see how it
I
goes.
know.
So like,
Well, I'm
back
just
on,
saying,
yeah.
just don't because the reason why that is not good either, because it does set up a thing that like that is a thing that you can do. It sets in their mind as they're developing that is something that they could do as
To others,
retaliation. Yes.
yes, I get you.
So even if you're
it's
doing it
it's
on,
still like a last resort type thing, but either way, like we've
still,
gone
but
way
then
off
then that
topic at this point.
I will.
Like
I'm
because I didn't
sorry,
even get to
you
finish the point I was trying to bring up. Like
okay?
there's no like the point that I was trying to bring up is that with this this super child literally has no consequences for his actions. There's no conflict because there's absolutely nothing that they can do for him. They're absolutely fucked. Like it, and as soon as he finds out that he's above them and can do anything he fucking wants is when you're screwed. And that's the exact time that I see every family that I deal with in the portrait studio dealing with all the kids that I deal with every single fucking day, where the parents just give in to the kids' demands and then they're fucked. Like, so, uh, it's just, they're fucked. The families that I deal with are fucked in different ways. But, like, because there's no action that can be brought up against freaking Brightburn here. There is no conflict in this movie, and it kind of makes it entirely boring, kind of like how you're getting at.
I have a way of getting around that, but give me a second to go grab my food.
Okay. We here at Creatively Casual do not condone child violence. Don't smack your kids. Oh, Jesus Christ. They've disappeared into the light again. It's the light of creation, and it's creating food at his doorstep. Or probably more likely in this instance, the doorstep next. But hi. Thanks for coming in. You only watch Batman, that's totally fine. Batman is a movie. I mean, he's a lot of movies actually. Like 8 or 9. Batman. How many Batman movies are there? A lot. If we include the Lego Batmans, it's probably like 12. Dev's lights just change color, or did more lights turn on? Oh, he's returned from the light of creation with a handful of food. Sorry, they put it on the wrong. I had a feeling they put it at the wrong door. Well, yeah.
Okay. You know how you create conflict in this?
How?
You have someone else with superpowers. Sorry.
But that's not the Superman origin story. And that doesn't make this the what's the words that I heard that really made sense. This is the hypocritical viewing of the American dream.
What?
Yeah. Let me see if I can find the headline that I saw that in. Right.
What?
Let's see. Give me 1 second here. Here we go. From theplaylist.com. Brightburn terrorizes with gleeful gore as an allegory for the hypocrisy of the American way. There we go.
I still don't get what it's trying to get at there. Because, like, I don't really feel like that is what this movie is about.
Let's see. It says the one quote the one thing that I read that kind of works here is, and it's very much a purposeful riff that immolates and plays with the Superman mythos, as marketing has already suggested. The standard, blah, 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 blah. A clear-cut Man of Steel origin story transpires until Brandon quite literally follows a cryptic dream and to carry out a horrifying plan, and that may or may not commit omnicide. It's obvious why the Gunn family set the story in Kansas and the same setting and Superman takes place. Let's see. Where it's all about middle America, traditional family values, community, church over state, conservative politics, patriotism, and some of the most extreme forms of hypocrisy that drive through the United States. With outdated ideals and people's collectives are what the Guns are trying to roast.
Huh.
Yeah. I mean, it does make sense. I like the whole reason why I ended up watching this movie or wanting to watch this movie from the very beginning because it was Superman gone sociopathic. But I don't like how it was set up, where it's not like he was always a problem child. It's it's set up to where he is the bright, perfect, happy-go-lucky child until he has a seizure one day, and then he's evil.
I mean, again, you want to know how you set this up better?
Another superhero.
Yeah, you have him fight someone. Like, I don't, I mean, like, you have him fight someone and, like, start losing that edge. You know what I mean?
But I mean, the whole idea of this is to be terrified of the super child. So if the super child starts losing his like ability to be the unstoppable terror.
Okay. He doesn't lose that ability during the fight. Okay. But he slowly loses that edge of willing to protect those around him as he's fighting. And as the fight continues, more and more people die
But I don't see that as the same
at
story
his
at all.
hands.
Like dying at his hands, it like that doesn't make this a horror movie though. This just makes this invincible. Like the whole,
Well, he doesn't die at Invincible's hands. No one dies at his hands, necessarily.
but it's not like the whole thing is still the character's a good person trying to do like to save the day. And in this, I feel like it's much more effective that he isn't a good person. He's just doing all the bullshit that he does. Though, if I'm being honest, I think it's stupid how they end the movie and then they have like all the little credit segments where it shows like what happens after the movie, and it's like, what was the point of? I mean, I don't know. He's a 12-year-old kid. I doubt he thought through what he was doing, but it seems like he was trying to like establish an alibi or something to like hide that he still exists, but then immediately afterwards going crazy. So and we do learn that there are still other heroes, but well, maybe.
I'm just, I don't know. With this one, like, you could tell me what themes and stuff they really were going for, I guess. But like, if I didn't take that coming out of there, I'm sorry. I don't see it because I just see a like, dude. I'm sorry. The amount of times that the music tried to be Man of Steel music,
Mm-hmm.
like you heard it, right?
Yeah, it was Man of Steel,
Um,
but like in a minor key with weird bullshit.
and I'm like, I see what you're going for, and I know what you're trying to pull at, but also, slain to its detriment, is not pulling from a good Superman story
It's pulling
with its
from
music.
yeah. I mean, I don't think it was trying to pull from a Superman. Like it was alluding towards it for sure, and hinting
Yes.
at it, but I don't think it was trying to directly be like, "I'm Superman."
Yes, it was, Steven, because it was any time that Ma and Son were talking to each other. Um, Similar to how Pa and Son in Man of Steel would talk to each other. It was 100% trying to make you think of that. You don't do that without trying to do that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it was 100% trying to do that. And like I think that for me why it doesn't work is it's A, not pulling from a good Superman story. B, I there's no conflict in this movie. Like the conflict doesn't exist until the son starts doing that stuff, and it just like I don't know how to put it. It just never feels like there's really just there never really feels like a point to watching because I already know how it's ending. Like even after we find the MacGuffin that can maybe help,
Mm-hmm.
I know it's not gonna work
No.
because I already know where this movie's going.
Mm-hmm.
Like they set it up, and I'm like, okay, so we're gonna fake ourselves out with it,
Mm-hmm.
make it seem like it's something we can use, but it's gonna fail. Points across the board. I was right. Full sweep. I don't know. It just never hits what I think it's trying to hit, and yeah,
I think this is fun. I feel like the roles have reversed at this point because part of one of the things in my head was like, why didn't you just turn your brain off and just enjoy what you were seeing?
I
Like,
did. I did try to turn my brain off, Steven. But there's nothing for my brain to latch on to when it turned off. Except for the fucking Superman music cues, which makes me think of something I don't like. So,
I get you. I do.
like, I did turn my brain off, but apparently so did the movie.
I mean, I enjoyed it still. Like, I would probably end up watching this again, in all honesty.
I could see myself watching it again and maybe enjoying it more the next time. But from watching it for a show where I'm going to have to talk about it, and so I do have to pay attention to all of it,
Mm-hmm.
I just, I don't know. It just doesn't, like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why wouldn't the girl have told the authorities? Okay?
I mean, honestly, I don't even like the girl. Like, I didn't. I mean, I could have missed it, but I didn't fucking see him at all when she was like, "It was Brandon." I was like, I didn't see a face. I didn't see feet.
Yeah, it was in the curtain.
Like in the curtain.
Yeah.
I was looking at the curtain. I was like, I don't see fucking shit.
He was in there before the light got turned on.
Like, I didn't even see like a shadow or like feet underneath the curtain.
He's fully there. I can pull it up really quick. Hold on. It's I have it. I have it. I have it.
Unless he can show me a picture, I'm not sure if we'll be able to show it.
I can screen grab it for you. Give me a second. I just gotta open up the. Damn it! I gotta close that. Open that.
Ooh. Cat hair everywhere.
YouTube. Your movie? No, not videos. I need movies. You. God, I can't believe I'm already pulling this back up.
I ended up watching these movies for free this week, by the way. Well, free for me. Right.
Oh, I've realized I can't screen grab because I don't know why my print screen doesn't work on this. Here, I'm gonna do a quick. It's gonna throw off this for a second, but it's okay.
Okay. I will be right.
Yes. So real quick, he's right there.
Nope, I just see a black screen.
Oh right, because it's stupid fucking. Oh.
See, I'll try.
23 minutes and 12 seconds.
23 minutes and 12 seconds. I doubt
Yes.
I'll be able to see it still, but doesn't hurt to try. Let's see. Gotta switch my count around. Don't hit the wrong button. God, I hate when I press the wrong button. Ah. Alright, so I see it there. Let's see if stream can see it. This button. Is it a black screen? I bet it's a black screen.
Nope. Yep.
Alright, well, I see it this time. Like,
Okay.
when I was watching it yesterday, I didn't see him at all. And it, like, really made me angry. Because I was like, oh, I don't get her reaction. Especially, like, sure, she could have told the police that he was there.
No, I'm not even talking about that incident. I'm talking about the next incident.
Oh, the next time. Yeah, that I also kind of agree with. According to what they said, like, after that next incident, she's completely out of the movie. Which I also think is a mistake. Like, I feel like she should have been... Like, I understand having 2 kid actors in a movie, like, as main characters might be something that many filmmakers don't want to do anymore. But, you know, I think it would have been better if she was a reoccurring character. Like, I feel like if she was the one that he was hunting down, except for the parent instead of the parents, it would be slightly different. Because, you know, she's the only one that knows his true identity. But then again, it doesn't really matter if anyone knows his true identity, because as far as we know, there's nothing that can stop him.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I can see how you enjoyed this, and I knew you probably did. Okay. But, like, if I'm going to watch a fucked up superhero story, I'm sorry, it's been done better elsewhere.
Sorry, I just saw your tweet.
Zai Quasit. It's been done better fucking elsewhere.
I mean, I would say we saw it better just last week. Doctor Strange.
I mean, sort of, but like that's a different approach.
Yeah.
I'm talking about just like the straight up fucked up superhero story, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I want that at this point, I'm sorry, and you're kind of right, but I'll just watch The Boys and Invincible or read the comics that are what ifs where things are fucked up. Like, sorry, that's just
what
if
everybody were zombies?
Yeah, you dude. What if Zombies is fantastic? Okay, the comics is it's fucking hilarious and fucked up all at the same time because like There are moments when the superheroes eat people, they kind of gain back some of their like morality and stuff. But when they become hungry, they're the only thing they're thinking about is food.
I was about to say,
They
isn't
kind of
it
lose that
like they're
ability.
actually just themselves until they're hungry and then they start freaking
Yes,
out? Yeah.
and it's hilarious seeing like these heroes deal with the morality of being zombies. It's fucked up and bizarre, but fucking hilarious seeing Spider-Man break down every time he regains that morality because he ain't Aunt May and May and Mary Jane.
Aunt May and Mary May.
Shut up.
uh, like this, I did like this myself. There are. This was like, this is actually, for me, this is the perfect shut off your brain movie and just enjoy what's happening. Like, um,
I don't know how.
I just like horror movies.
I know. That's why we're here.
So I
But
guess
it's not a good superhero story, Steven. It's supposed to be a superhero horror movie, and it's not good at the superhero part.
because he's not a hero. I'm just kidding.
I mean, that's part of the issue.
I mean, if I were like, we'll get to it in the moment, but I just really like this movie, especially in comparison to the next movie. I watched this movie second, and the first movie put such a bad taste in my mouth. I was like, this is actually okay. Let's watch this.
I mean, I can agree to you on that point, but at the same time, I'm still going to say that, like, man, like, I didn't enjoy myself. There wasn't anything for me to latch on to. There was no
Mhm.
characters I really care about. Because, like, Steven, can you name any of the characters' names?
No, I don't think we were given anyone's names.
Everyone has names.
Well, yeah, but I don't think they were. No, wait, the mom's name is Tori. Remember that.
Okay, good for you. You got one. Do you remember the main character's name?
Brandon.
Okay,
That one
there you
was
go.
easy because of the freaking symbol. I was thinking about that most of the movie.
Fair enough. The only redeeming factor that this movie has is it has Matt Jones, who is Badger from Breaking Bad.
That's true. I did like seeing him again.
Everyone loves Badger.
Okay, so I guess I'm gonna have you your popcorn kernels then, since you seem to be done with this movie. You got 10 of them, Dev.
Giving it 5.
Wow, that's actually more than I thought you were gonna give it.
Steven, it's a very average movie.
I know, but I figured you'd go like a 4, maybe a 3.5.
No?
Because I'm gonna give it a 6.5.
Putting it at 6 overall. Disappointed in you.
Of course you are. That's how
I
I feel
know.
when you give another movie a 10. I'm like, of course.
I don't give a shit.
Okay. So, you ready to talk about a movie that I don't think anyone gives a shit about?
Yeah, guess so.
All right. Let's get in there. Let's start talking about Firestarter. What?
Which released on May 12th, 2022, and has made, in US and Canada open weekend, $3.8 million and worldwide $5.8 million. Steven, with this one,
Mm-hmm.
you wanna know why I might actually, I'm not saying it's a better movie,
Mm-hmm.
but why I might enjoy this one more.
Why is that?
Because it felt like a sci-fi Stephen King movie.
like me watching this movie, the things that I enjoyed, I did actually like the visual effects that they used. I thought that it didn't actually look that bad. I actually didn't mind the acting either, if I'm being completely honest.
Fair.
That's it. That's it. Like I've got there's I didn't like the story. I didn't like the the drama that was set up. I didn't
Hold
like.
on, Steven. How didn't you like this story? It's a horror story by arguably the greatest horror writer ever, Stephen King. How could you not enjoy this, Steven? This is right up your alley, Steven.
Huh? Totally. Tell that to Stephen King, the guy who hates most of the movies made after his books.
Yeah.
Like this movie, I felt like even though there was definitely more stakes to it, like because we have our Firestarter girl, I think her name was Charlie. Um,
Yes.
she isn't all powerful. Like she could actually be injured and killed. At least that's the assumption, because like she's not Superman. So that in itself sets up at least more of a concern for her, because in this instance she's not the bad character. Like she's not the unstoppable force that is destroying everybody and just like killing off the movie. She is the one that we're supposed to be like sympathizing with and trying to um ride along with as the movie progresses. So it's supposed to be like our concern for her and her abilities and how they affect others, as well as like the organization. I'm assuming it's a business and not the government, but I don't know. It's not really explained in this movie.
Why not both?
It could be both. Um, I always just figured it was a business, kind of like in.
Steven, what's the difference? Business is a government.
Sure. You're not entirely wrong. But I was treating it more like um, they're not doing this for the like the safety of the nation. They're doing it just because science, I don't know, which makes me think more of capitalistic pharmaceutical companies more than like a government agency trying to create superheroes. I don't know.
Steven,
What's the difference?
I'm gonna say it again. I'm sorry.
I get you. I
But
get you.
you literally said the answer to your question in that with capitalists. Like
There can be nuances here and shades of gray. There are in betweens. But still, like that wasn't even like the point of the question. I was like, I was trying to get to. Either way, um,
no, you were trying to say that it was a business, not a government thing.
but that wasn't even the end result that I was trying to get to.
Okay, what were you trying to get to?
Like either way, like the whole concern is her, the girl, it like the motive, the whole vehicle upon which this movie goes through is completely different, because one is where even though the main character in Brightburn is the main character, he's still the bad force, the antagonist of the movie. While in this one, the main character is the protagonist of the movie, the one who's trying to like survive and do her things. But what I didn't like about it is I didn't feel like this was really a horror. Like there was nothing scary about it. There was no like tension at all I felt in this film myself. And it's mainly because I feel like they didn't write any tension in this story. It's sorry, cat hair is everywhere. It's fucking from my nose. Ah. Um the I at no point am I concerned more about her controlling her powers or like what she could do to people. I'm more concerned about what she's told about her powers. I'm more concerned about how she has the power she has. And like this is all stuff that doesn't matter in the movie. So it like the questions that I have, and the fact that they have no like bearing on what happens in the movie really is I think is a bad sign, because I'm more like exploring thoughts around the movie than the general movie itself, because the movie had nothing that really gripped me. So
Yeah, that's
like
fair.
the only scene that I thought was that I had a problem with. And the only reason, problem with it where I was like kind of shocked with what I saw was the cat scene, just because I love cats. Like, if I was like, oh, the poor thing, and it sets up a line that she does later on in the movie, where she's like, oh, it's suffering, I got to put it out of its misery, and when the dad, played by Zac Efron, which I kind of thought was a weird choice, whatever.
That's a weird choice.
I don't know. Like, I saw him, and I was like, "Is that Zac Efron?" I don't know. It just didn't. This doesn't. I don't know. I just didn't see him. I don't know. I guess I just don't like Zac Efron. I just.
Add to the fucking list of Steven's disliked actors, ladies and gentlemen. The list keeps on growing. Where Steven shits on people who are actually doing, in my opinion, pretty good with the fucking material they're given.
I mean, yeah, I'm not saying that he was a bad actor. I just didn't place him as being the father in this movie. I don't know. Like, I don't picture Zac
Steven
Efron.
hates Zac Efron, everybody.
Yes.
Put it on the list. Like, he hates Dave Bautista. Like, he hates...
I do hate Dave Bautista. Yeah, who else do I hate? Which other actors, Dev? Tell me more. Please.
Pretty sure John Cena's on that list.
Yeah, you got me there.
Fuck you. You got a fucking list growing, Steven.
Oh my goodness, 3 people. Oh,
it's
man.
It's a list. At that point, it's a list. Okay.
Like, I'm not saying that's that.
I know. And I'm also fucking with
I get
you, but
see,
you do have a list growing, and it's concerning to me.
See, now people are actually going to believe your tweet. You're yelling at me for no reason.
You hate on people for no reason, though. Every fucking, like, this one, like, I'm like, honestly, I don't know why you don't think Zac Efron's the dad, like, fits the dad role. I think he does a great job with what he's given. It's just that he's not given much to work with.
You're not wrong there, yeah. I mean, I don't picture Zac Efron as a dad. I picture him more as, like, the teenage heartthrob, even though I know he's still, like, 30, 40 years old at this point. Like, I just picture him as the one that, like, teenage girls are swooning over.
I mean,
I would see him more like if it was something like Twilight where he played Edward Cullen. I don't know. Like, that's the kind of role that I see Zac Efron being invited to more often, because he's a pretty damn attractive man. So
I mean, I'm not arguing with you there in the sense that he's like that, but he's also able to play like real roles. I don't say like a role like that isn't real, but like, you know.
mm-hmm. See, what'll have to happen is one of these months, we need at least one more actor that can go on my list of actors I don't like, and we'll have a movie month of Steven's least favorite actors. So two movies of Batista, 2 movies of John Cena, 2 movies of Zac Efron.
All right, the Cena one's gonna hurt because like we kind of watch his better stuff now.
We've kind of already watched his good stuff, yeah. So it would probably be something like,
oh God, what was the one he was in? This was it Pacifier that he did?
Are you talking about the firefighter one, or?
Oh no! We're not doing that one. I forbid it. I forbidden that one, and you know it.
Oh, the pacifier is actually Vin Diesel.
Okay, thought so. No, I'm pretty sure there was one he did earlier, but that would mean we'd also do the Marine, which is.
I was about to say, I see us having to do the Marine. I mean, he's been a couple of. But yeah, yeah. But continuing on from there, I don't know. It just, this movie, that's kind of a problem I have with Stephen King's writing sometimes, is I feel like with Stephen King, he kind of skips a step or two from time to time. Where it's like, I'm gonna start setting up this scary thing, and I'm gonna skip like the inciting incident almost. It just feels like there's an abrupt shift to suddenly being at the scary thing most of the time. least from the perspective of the movies that are based off of Stephen King books. Like, there was another movie I saw recently that I can't remember the name, so I shouldn't even be bringing it up. That was a Stephen King remake that did the same thing, where it's just like, oh my goodness, stuff is happening suddenly out of nowhere, and this is the conflict of the whole movie.
Yeah.
And I just feel like that's a little bit of a theme with stories that are chosen to be movies later on. Where it's they can kind of skip, like they don't have to cut out as much because Stephen King has already cut out a little bit for them.
Yeah, it's a very Stephen King thing to do.
And then I don't know, other things that kind of confuse me. Like, I don't know why they would even bring in Kurtwood Smith, I mean, into this movie. Like, his character, sure, it adds some exposition that might be needed, but he's literally only in the movie for 5 minutes, and then he's gone for the rest of the. Yeah. So, like, I feel like they could have completely cut his part. Unneeded. Like, if they did have his part, if they really needed the exposition that he gave us, I feel like it should have been like I almost feel like it would have been better, even though I don't like this in movies either. I think in this instance it would have been better to just have him be like a lab footage, being like, so day whatever, and this is happening, and I believe this could be this, and then blah 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 blah. Like, if we have to know the information that he's telling us, I don't think that we need to spend, like, I don't even like the freaking Captain Hollister. Like, at no point did I feel like she was an intimidating person that was in charge of this organization. Like, I don't know why people feared her. They didn't even show fear of her. That was just like, I don't know why she was chosen. And for Frostcaster in the chat, yes, this is the remake. There was a movie, Firestarter, made in 1987 with, I think it was Halle Berry or Drew Barrymore. I don't remember which. It was Barry something.
Wait, are you talking about the first one?
Yeah, made in 1987.
I believe it's Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore. It was Barry something.
Yeah, it's Drew Barrymore.
Yeah. So, like, that, and from what I understand, I haven't seen that movie either. From what I understand, that one had better visuals and more scary stuff. I'm probably gonna have to watch that myself. I'm soon here. I said myself. You don't have to watch it. Don't be upset.
Yeah, I know something's gonna happen.
I mean, there was a sequel to that movie as well. There was.
I know. That's why I'm like going yay, because I would feel fucking weak.
It would fill a week.
I want that, Stephen.
It probably won't be happening. Don't worry about it.
Because then we start the Stephen King list, and that's a miserable list we have.
The top two movies, The Shining and
It Part
Doctor
1.
Sleep, or It 1, and maybe not It 2. Which version of it?
Yeah, that's why I have years on the list.
Yeah, I didn't put years on this one, which I should have. But oh well.
I'll fix it. I can fix it. It's really easy to figure out what year it was. It was this year. Yay! I hate us that we both did that in sync. Yeah, dude. I don't know. Like, this movie. So I forgot that I had a Peacock subscription for a while.
Nice.
I saw that was free on Peacock. I'm like, oh shit, did I get that set up? Decided I was gonna turn it off at one point. Still forgot to turn it off after watching this, so I need to remember.
Yeah,
to
do that when you get done with this.
But I started the movie, and it started with the audio explaining what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize what was going on. I thought it was like some aesthetic that it was setting up.
Mm-hmm.
That like it started reading off like the logos and stuff, like, and explaining what you were saying. So I thought it was gonna be like someone's psychic thing. I'm like, huh, that's an interesting take. And then we got to the movie starting, and it kept going, and I'm like, Oh, this is like some setting I have turned on here for some reason, don't I? And I
Mm-hmm.
clicked on it, I looked in, I'm like, "Yep, yep, there it is." Turned it off, it was gone. I'm like, "Okay, fine."
That's funny.
That was the most entertaining thing this movie produced. Was something that it was the application I was
I was
using.
gonna say it wasn't even the movie; it was you being a dumbass.
I don't necessarily think I was being a dumbass there. It was just,
Yeah, that
you
I,
know.
I used Peacock this week too. I wasn't gonna go theaters to see this.
Yeah, yeah, neither was I. And man, well, that was a choice.
I don't know. But yeah, um,
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like this movie is just kind of there. It exists.
I agree. I don't know like what else. We still have to go into spoilers a little bit about what happened, but like I just want to know. I want to see the first movie. I kind of want to read the book at this point because there are questions I have. Like, were the parents always super powered? That's probably something I could look up online, honestly.
That's something they literally explained in the movie.
Well, no, yes. I mean, in every version of this book or movie, do the parents have superpowers?
Oh, okay. I
Like I,
believe so.
yeah,
Sorry, the way you said that, I'm like, well, yeah, the movie explains that.
yeah. The movie explains the superpower origins during the credits. Huh?
Like he saw his parents die and stuff. Yeah,
I know it's fucking
yeah,
itches. I'm sorry.
dude. Yeah, I don't know, man. This movie just like it. I don't know what to say about it. I mean, is it for me? Maybe I enjoy it more because I look at it as like a '90s like TV adaptation of a Stephen King movie.
Mm-hmm. There are plenty of those out there.
Like if this was on like grainier footage and stuff like that, 100% I think would like make this movie feel more natural in a
Mm-hmm.
way, if that makes sense. Because you'd be like, oh, this is a '90s movie, but it's not. Um, so kind of sucks there, but you know, yeah, I probably find it more entertaining than I did Brightburn, but I don't think it's a better movie than Brightburn. Is that a
Mm-hmm.
fair assessment?
I'd say so. I feel the opposite though. Well, like I don't think it's a better movie than Brightburn, and I feel Brightburn was more entertaining. But either way,
Yeah.
do we want to just do our popcorns?
Yeah, I'll give you your popcorns.
All right. So for this movie, good old Firestarter here, I'm gonna give it a let's do a 5. Just it's there.
Ah, well, I'm doing a 4.5, which gives it a 5 overall, which is a fair assessment. It's a very average movie.
Mm-hmm. Maybe a little worse than average, but whatever. All right.
Let's get
Spoilers.
ready to spoiler.
Yay.
What do we really even spoil in this?
I mean, so things that I want to talk about. The one thing that I mostly want to talk about is I don't feel that there is a moment in this movie where there's like a moral or a message or like an empowering moment that is naturally brought up. Like our main character, she runs off into the woods, learns how to control her powers suddenly, and then
Training
sees,
montage.
yeah, training montage for 2 minutes, not even like whatever. And then she gets a vision of her father at the DSI buildings, compounds, whatever. And she's like, all right, now I'm going to go save the day. And she gets to the compound. She finds out that her father never sent the message, for one. And then for two, she's not the one who decides to destroy everything. It's her father who forces her to do all this stuff because of his power that he has. So it's not even like her own decision to be like, you know what, I'm burning bridges, I'm cutting all ties, and I'm going to destroy this business before it does anything worse. It's I father am commanding you daughter to fuck shit up because if you don't protect yourself and kill them, then you will never be safe type thing. And I just feel like we needed a moment where it was her decision. Like, yes, they could still talk to each other, and like him talking to her leads her to do the thing, but him using his power on her, I think, was the mistake of this movie. Because then there's no like I said, no like coming of age and like making yourself the force to be reckoned with. It's she's reactive and not proactive in the story, and that bugs me.
Yeah, for me, I don't think it really. Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
That's okay.
Much like this movie does. Um, I feel like there's more conflict in this than the last one. Um, because there's at least an antagonizing force. Which maybe why I feel more engaged in this.
Mhm.
Um, but at the same time, it is not very good at it. Like, it just doesn't really have things going for it that make it stand out.
Mhm.
Um, it's just very much a movie that exists. Like, there's not really anything under the surface to it. It's a movie that was made, came out, and will be forgotten in a week. Despite the fact there are no movies coming out next week, really. Here,
Yeah.
let me pull it up really quick. Release schedule next week. Cannes Film Festival is next week.
Oh yes, that's actually kind of I like that film festival. There's a lot of interesting movies that you. Oh,
Oh, it's this week. Downtown Abbey: The New Era comes out this weekend.
old
Oh,
people
and Chip
movie,
and Dale Rescue Rangers comes on Disney Plus.
young kid movie.
It's a live action one, like Roger Rabbit. Um, I
Okay,
guess
so in a few weeks here, since we don't have to go to theaters, Dev's all for it.
pretty much.
Don't have to go to theaters to see a kids movie. Fuck yeah, let's watch this kids movie.
Bitch, you know how I work. Am I wrong?
Sure, no, I don't know. You have a right to
Um,
your opinion.
yeah, I'm just tired of going to kids movies on my own. Okay, it's weird. Um, yeah, I mean, it's gonna get forgotten for Downtown Abbey. I'm sorry.
Yeah, just I like yeah. Though, speaking of the antagonizing force that you talked about,
Right.
I was confused with how her father, the mother, and the starting antagonist, the one that we see actually chasing after her, Rainbird, like they all kind of treat her like some superhero messiah, where it's like once you see what she can do, you'll regret your actions. Like it no, or it's something like once you see what she can do, you'll change your minds or something like that. And it's like
I know exactly what you're talking about. Man, I don't know what they're going for there.
it makes no like I guess it's because they know the rules of their powers, which is their powers are sight based and she could just do whatever she fucking wants. But it does I don't know, it yeah, doesn't make sense to me. And then they have the scene with Kurtwood Smith and Gloria Rubin, the captain of the industry, of the current captain of the business, and then the doctor who made the formula that does the thing. And he's just like, kill her, kill her. And I think it would have been better if he was like, if he joined them to be like, kill her. Why aren't you killing her? Just so he's around more. I don't know.
Potentially would have worked more.
Yeah. And then there's the old man character. I liked him actually. Irv Manders, played by John Beasley. I actually kind of liked him. I felt like even though he was the side character that kind of just gets the plot going along more, I didn't mind it so much in this one. I kind of liked him.
Man, he's not bad. I agree. I don't know. I think part of the issue with this movie though is that it needs that kind of like, we need to move the plot forward. So they called someone.
Yeah, yeah. This is a reactive plot rather than a proactive plot,
Yes.
which can be fine at times, but it depends. It's the main like it that I think is the main reason. Completely changing not completely changing the topic, but like Dragon Ball Z. After the Cell saga,
Oh God, here we go. Totally not Mark.
yeah, kind of. They turned Goku or into Gohan essentially as the main character, but Gohan was a reactive character rather than a proactive character. So it wasn't the type of storytelling that I can't remember the writer's name, but it wasn't the type of storytelling that he thought was compelling enough to be able to keep the story
Toriyama.
going. Yes, thank you. Toriyama was like, I don't know, this character's not quite proactive enough to be able to keep the story going. So then he brought back Goku. And she is not proactive in this movie at all. So I kind of wish the scene with the mom, like when she actually uses her powers, I wish that was more impactful. Or just more dramatic. Like because when Rainbird's chasing her and trying to kill her to find out where Charlie is, she starts using her powers to throw pictures off the wall at him. Which, sure, that's fine. But that doesn't make me think like she. That doesn't seem like an appropriate power to make it be like, I hate my power so much I'm never going to use it. Which was the mom's philosophy, according to the dad. Because dad uses his powers all the time to help them make money, but not sinisterly. And she never uses her powers at all for some reason. And then when she actually uses them, she just throws pictures. Barely does anything with it. So it's like if her power was more impactful, like she throws an entire wall at him, I think that would have been more interesting. And it would give more of a reason to why she wouldn't actually use her powers. Because, like, fuck, if I had telekinesis, I would use that all the fucking time. You kidding me? Like, where's my phone? Oh, it's in the other room. Now it's here. Cool. Where's the food? Oh, it's in the fridge in the kitchen. Now it's on my plate. Best superpower ever. Use telekinesis to do all the housework. Cobwebs up there I need to clean.
Honestly, yeah.
uh, and then the last thing that I have is like they don't explain the medicine or whatever that gives them their powers.
Nope.
It just does. And then
well, I think I don't even know if it gives them their powers. I think they have the powers, sort of, but it just manifests into being more extreme.
Maybe because like we don't know what the mom when they're going through her interviews about before she gets the serum, she's like, I don't want to talk about the experience that I had. And then they show her on the test, and then she's making a cyclone of papers or whatever. So I'm assuming my best guess is people thought she was possessed or something at some point. But that's just guessing. And then with the dad, he has the power to see things beforehand. So then when he gets the serum, he now has the power of compulsion and like making you do what he wants. If you look him in the eyes, two different things.
Steven, I can't explain it.
Yeah. And then to make it weirder is the daughter not only has his power, not only has her power, she also has pyrokinesis where she can create and control fire, and she's telepathic. I don't even know where the telepathy came from. I don't mind that a kid has a different power, but now that she actually has like 4 powers, weird.
Steven, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't care after a certain point because I
Yeah.
was like, okay, there's another power, I guess. Cool. Because I kind of clocked out after a certain point watching it. I'm like, okay, how much longer we got? Thank God this week was only 3 hours worth of movies. Because if any of these movies were longer, like I'd have fucking lost my mind. I was so scared either of these 2 movies were gonna be 2 hours long.
But they're each only an hour and a half.
Thank God.
Okay. I've got nothing else I want to talk about.
All right. Neither do I, because I mean, there's not much to talk about.
All right, then we're done here. We're moving on. Press a button a few times, please. Woo! Oh, dead, Jim. The podcast is dead, Jim.
Yeah. What do you got for news?
So, nothing really. I mean,
fair enough.
Like there was a couple of things that caught my attention a little bit throughout the week, but I forgot to write them down, so I don't know. I wanted to talk about the Cannes Film Festival, because indie film is a cool thing and not many people support it, including us. If you really think about it, we haven't really watched a single indie film in this, which is fine. There's plenty of big budget films to watch.
I mean, yeah. I'm not arguing with some of that, but at the same time, I'm like,
I'm pretty sure the only like indie film we've watched on this channel was One Cut of the Dead.
we've watched other indie films before.
Them are springing to mind.
Well, because no offense, I think when we do watch them, they're usually not the best.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. So, other things to talk about.
Yes.
There are not just one, but 2 different streaming services are thinking about making a a payment plan where you get ads with your videos. One of them is Netflix, where if you pay less, you get ads, just like Hulu.
Surprising there.
Yeah. The other one is Disney Plus.
Not shocking either.
Mm-hmm. So if you don't have money and you're okay with ads, soon there will be options. However, a lot of people don't like ads. I think it's kind of silly that, like with Netflix, I hear a lot of people are like, I'm just going to leave Netflix now because they're doing ads, an ad-supported payment system. But if you're just paying the price that you've been paying the whole time, you don't have ads. Like if you just pay the monthly membership like you've been paying, you won't have ads.
It depends on what they set that price point at.
Yeah.
Because if they set that for the lowest plan on there,
like the idea was
lowest.
the ad infused system was going to be cheaper than the normal monthly payments plan.
Steven, we all know where this goes, though.
At some point, yes.
Like, not to be that cynic, but let's be real. The whole reason why people moved away from like regular TV, cable, and satellite was because streaming services didn't have ads every 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That was a huge thing.
Yeah, it's literally the exact problem that happened with the television industry is now happening to the streaming services. There's just too many ads. Everything, like literally, when you're watching a half-hour show and whole 10 minutes of that half hour is ads,
Yes.
and
Yep.
that's what's happening now. Every network has their own streaming service, and then every streaming service is gonna have its own commercials, and it's just, what's the point of having them all? What's the point of having it all? That's the end of that
Agreed.
statement. Yeah.
I agree.
Um. What other things? I don't see. I'm like scrolling through 100 different things right now. Like, is this the thing? Is this the thing? Um. I think today's the first day or second day back of the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case.
Yep.
Yeah. So, um, if you enjoy that stuff, they're back. Hooray. Um. Ezra Miller's trending on Twitter again. Yeah, there's nothing here. I've got nothing. I guess we're done here.
Yeah. Guess so. Huh.
Yeah. Next week. I'm actually kind of excited for next week. But we'll see how it goes. Because, you know, horror movies are hit and miss all the time. Completely misses, but trying.
Yeah.
Next week, pretty sure if I remember right.
It's a Nick Cage week.
Yep, a Cage horror movie. So we are watching. This one I kind of just picked randomly because it was Nick Cage and it was horror. It's called Mom and Dad. We'll see. But the one that I'm interested in seeing is Color Out of Space.
Woo.
Yeah. And then the week after that we have Top Gun.
Yay. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Oh man. But there has to be another like almost homoerotic volleyball scene, or else it's not a Top Gun movie.
I'm pretty sure in the trailer there is.
Okay, good. Then we've got everything.
Listen, it's a Top Gun movie. From what I've heard, it lives up to being a Top Gun movie, which makes me really happy. Okay? Like,
I just think it's ridiculous that he fucking actually
to fly a jet.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. I'm not arguing with you on that point, but you know, it's what he does.
Well then, I guess let's call it. Yeah.
Do all the things. Bye.
Basically. Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. And goodbye. Any clever outro this week, or are we just out?
We'll be back on top. Not that I went anywhere.
That you ever went anywhere.